you have 6 o'clock yet? No, no, okay.
Call to order at 6.
Right, 6 o'clock, right? 6 o'clock. Comments for public comments for closed session items only.
Call to order, public comments on closed session items only. Do I have a first motion? Do I have a first motion?
No, you don't have to, you can just ask it.
Okay, first motion.
Seeing no public comments.
No public comments.
We can now convene the closed session.
Convene to closed session. Do I have a first motion?
I'll first motion.
Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
Second motion.
Roll call, Palmer,
Yes.
Holland, okay. Cornell? Yes. Tapia?
Yes.
I said yes.
Okay.
Into closed session at 6:01. reconvenes from open section at the session. From closed session. 6:36. Oh,
So you gotta get, you can take.
Pledge of allegiance. Welcome Shirley Lane.
All right, Mr. Mack, if you can kind of introduce your crew here and,
Are we
Get us-
gonna do the pledge of allegiance first
Right.
or?
well, he can introduce the kids before they do the pledge of allegiance.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, welcome everyone. Thank you, board members, for allowing us to be here today. There we go. Well, thank you everyone for allowing us to be here. I'd like to introduce our student council from Shirley Lane. First, I'd like to introduce our principals rep, Mr. Ryan Keister. We have our secretary, Kumar Musa. We have our treasurer, Isidro Hara. Our vice president wasn't able to make it tonight, but that's Peyton Lee. And then our president for Shirley Lane Elementary for this year is Isabella Salcedo. And she will now lead you in the flag salute.
Please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Student Council of Shirley Lane, we'd actually like to have you come right over and take a picture with the board so we can put it on our website. And we have a little something for you. So if we can get everyone to come up and take a picture.
You can smile, secretary.
And at this time, our student council would like to tell you about some of the events that we've already done this year, as well as some of the events that are coming up at Shirley Lane.
We have a book fair going on. We also have Red Ribbon Week, and the student of the month got pizza ice cream, and students are working hard on their assessments for their report card.
Sports are underway. Volleyball, football, and cheer teams. ACES is preparing for lights out. We finished our chocolate sale, sold in record time all our chocolates. The room team is working hard with our students. We had 2 fifth graders already earn over 100 points in accelerated reader.
First grade went on a field trip to the Kern County Fair. Sixth grade will be going to Skateland as an award. Oral language is coming up. The students are preparing for Battle of the Books. The yearbook club is working on developing the yearbook, which means they are on sale.
Mr. Oakleaf, our teacher that never misses, finally earned the trophy back. Parent-teacher conferences are coming up. Pennies for Patients will be starting in February.
Well, thank you. And I also want to thank you guys because I ate probably about 3 of those chocolate bars. They were pretty yummy. And thank you for coming with us tonight. And I appreciate all that you do. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at the rally. All right.
Thank you.
Closed session announcements.
Remember.
Closed session announcement. There's nothing to announce. Approval of agenda for October 14, 2021. Do I have a first motion?
Oh, actually, President Rios, I would like to remove from consideration item A 13.7.
Do I have a first motion?
So first motion to approve without, with removal of A 13.7.
Do I have a first motion to remove 8:13.7
From the previous agenda?
from this one?
From this one. Yeah.
Repeat that one more time, please.
Sorry, yeah. I'm requesting that item 13.7, request for approval of migrant agreement between KCSOS and FSD be removed from the agenda.
So we will table it for next month.
I'm asking for it to be removed from this month.
I make that first motion for it to be removed from the agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second motion.
Second? Roll call, Palmer,
Yes.
Cornell.
Yes. For it to be
Tapia?
removed, correct?
Yes.
Public comment?
I didn't get that. Was that for,
But I believe this, she wants to know what your vote, if you could say it. Say it.
Oh, I said yes.
Okay, so Carrie Costin.
Good evening. My name is Carrie Costin. I'm a taxpayer in the district and a former parent of 3 that have gone through this district. I am here tonight because the district has been billed $26,000 for legal fees for our board members. I understand there may or may not be some confidentiality in regards to what is discussed, but I'm wondering if there is an explanation that can be given to us taxpayers as to why, for the first time in 17 years that I've been in the district, such a large amount has been charged. That money is being taken away from resources our students need. When the voters elected you, most of them didn't even realize they were paying for your medical insurance, let alone that they would be spending so much money in legal fees. And I would like, in writing, as much information as possible. Many of you have my email address. Please, I would like within 30 days to have some kind of writing back as to where that money is being spent, how much of it is going towards school things and how much of it is going towards board things. Because as a taxpayer, I'm okay with my tax money going to our students and to our school. I am not okay with it going because our board members don't know what they're doing. I would also like to add at this point that any kind of extra spending, so if you guys are offered training of some sort and that training is available to you virtually, that you please take that training. We all want you to have the training. We just don't really want you to take it in person, incurring more fees onto the district. So please take it virtually. Your students have been virtual for over a year. You can certainly do it virtually and not take on the extra fees. Please do not spend any more of our money. That money can be better spent in other areas. Maybe if we hadn't spent $26,000 again in legal fees, we would have had more staff available to handle today's situation better than it was handled. Possibly. $26,000 is a lot of money to be spent to cover the inadequacy of the board. I would also like at this point to say, sorry, got off my list here. When are you going to be done wasting my taxpayer money? When are you going to get down your list of people that you want to target and get back to business? I kind of didn't really get as far down your list as you did, but I didn't realize just how much lack of empathy and care for what's best for the students would exist and prevail. So I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. I would love to see the district get back to doing what is best for the students and away from your personal agendas. So with that being said, there's going to come a time when you guys are going to have to run again. I will do anything in my power, as well as many people with me, to make sure that you guys that have spent this money and taken it away from our students be replaced. We will do everything we can. Mrs. Green, you don't know me, but for the people that you have aligned yourself with on this board, you have an opportunity to do better because they're still here right now. I have to believe in my heart that they won't always be. And when they go, if you've aligned with them, you're going to go along with them. It's just how things go. They've done a lot of damage in this unit or in this school. And I would like to see you and others that are still here, and you still have an opportunity to do better. Please do better for our students. They deserve better than what they have been given in the last year. Thank you.
Melissa Brown.
Hello, my name is Melissa Brown. I'm the reading specialist here at Zephyr Lane. We've heard that this will be the last board meeting available to watch through Zoom. I feel this is a huge mistake. This pandemic has brought on a lot of heartache, but one positive thing was the fact that, to my knowledge, because of Zoom, we've had the highest attendance of board meetings ever. I'm grateful that we're able to attend in person now, but we still need to make these meetings available through Zoom. One of the most important aspects of being a successful teacher or administrator is communication. We have programs such as Class Dojo and Parent Square to get information to our families. Why would we stop using Zoom to communicate the most important decisions made in our district to those unable to attend in person? We have families and staff members that are unable to attend because of various reasons, but they're able to still log in and stay informed. We also have staff members and family that have been quarantined by our district, not allowing them to come on campus, but they can still attend via Zoom. There is no beneficial reason to end Zoom. The community needs to know the decisions that you are making about their children's education. I hope you take into consideration the reason why you are all here and decide to change your minds. Thank you.
Jen Brennan.
Can you hear me? I always feel so loud in these. I've been part of this Fairfax family for 16 years. Prior to coming to Fairfax, I worked in Bakersfield City for about 8 years. I have experience in Bakersfield City, but found that a small district like ours here is something very special. I'd like to address the board, but I'm really here to inform Mrs. Green what a gift you were given when joining our family just 2 months ago. Fairfax is a community made up of families that get involved. They want to see their kids excel. They want them to have every opportunity possible. Our teachers and staff show up to work each day ready to make our schools the best place to be. We engage our students in activities that help them grow and learn. We are watching our kids reach new goals despite the current situation our country is in. We show up, we care, and we want what is best for our kids and their families. We've always been a district that collaborates, listens, and seeks information from one another to help us all make the best decisions for our students. Our administration has always asked questions to better understand how they can help us do our jobs better. I valued that collaboration between the district office and our sites because it made me personally feel that my experience in this field is valued, that my opinion matters. So when I say to you, Ms. Green, you were given a gift when you joined this family, I mean to say that you have a team of individuals that work together for the common good of this entire community and would do anything you wanted to make things better. So I ask you to build relationships, care about the people that work around you every day. Lean on your leadership team. Mrs. Brown and Mr. Clark are experts in their fields and are sought after in our county. Your principals and administrators are talented leaders that will do anything for their schools and this district. Ask them what they need from you. Your teachers spend countless hours working to meet the needs of each of our students. Ask them how you can serve them better. Being a leader isn't just about making decisions and changing things. Sometimes you just have to sit back and observe, take it in, build relationships, ask what's working and what's not. And I am talking about the migrant program. Leadership is all about inspiring those around you to be the best they can be. When everyone around you excels, you get to excel. When everyone around you is inspired to be great, you look great. Right now, our family feels very dysfunctional. We don't feel heard. We don't feel as though our input is even considered anymore. When things are done on the down low and kept a secret until it comes out on the board agenda, it feels sneaky and leads me to believe it's not for the whole, good for the whole. I know that you took that agenda item off because you were served papers today. I know that. And now the board is backing things up. You need to do your due diligence when it comes to our migrant program, because our migrant program is good for our students. Thank you.
Kathy Parasol.
If it sounds like I'm breathless, I am. Having just returned after 30 days of the most rabid COVID, I am so ever so grateful to be back in the classroom again. We have, as you've just heard, we have an amazing district. I come from San Jose, large school districts, worked for 3 of them. Moved down here, worked for Panama, Buena Vista, Rosedale, Bakersfield City, mostly as a sub. The high school district for a year in Arvin, but I really wanted 8th grade. And I got it. And we got this amazing district. There are a couple of things on the agenda that have backstories to them. The concept of what the proposed adjustments in the migrant program would mean. We have had a very successful migrant program. It was under the lead of Rita Gomez and under the determined and considerate employment of Myra. And the two of them worked hand in glove. Rita was also in charge of two other nearly full-time program. Well, one under the special ed and then also the ACES program. One person working 3 jobs. It's understandable to know she had allocated some of her responsibilities. And if I was that person working it, I would want the respect paid to me for those years of service. But there were a couple of trains that were allowed to run away a little bit. Nothing intentional, nothing evil, nothing disastrous, but it was the tip of what's been going on here under large pressure for the last year. I was friends with Myra and a couple other staff members who we've now kind of moved to the side. But what's important is that Myra was right in her needs.
Oh, excuse me. You can't say her name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Rita Gomez, I can say. There are employees who work hard and they feel that certain decisions have hurt and they're righteous in those feelings. There have been a number of different circumstances that added up to that. I understand we have some competing forces, both wonderful people. And either we need to regroup them evenly, maybe even if that means connect with another school within the district or consortium and place them at another very successful school, regroup, retrain. Or if we're going to make an adjustment, it needs to be an equal adjustment. Or the message that is sent is twofold. One of those messages is it's imbalanced. Okay. The second message is worse, and it would be deliberate. I won't go into any more details than that. It's not really for anyone else's understanding. But what we have is we have a good migrant program. And we do have a conflict within it, and we need to settle that. And we need everybody to come out the winner. No losers, because if we have anyone in the migrant program that comes out as a loser, our district loses, our kids lose, because Rita was amazing. But once the new director came in, funds were found that we hadn't been utilizing for years coming from the county because it had an extra workload. Rita couldn't take it on. The new director took it on. And so you have to look at the whole picture to see you have two very wonderful people and two very hurt people. And we need to resolve it so that both parties are either working together more smoothly, happily, or where both parties are removed so that we can rebuild our program. Thank you.
Stacy, and I believe it's Denez.
And it's Denise.
Oh, I apologize.
Fine, thank you. I'm a parent here in the district. I have a daughter that attends Zephyr and a son that attends Fairfax. Fairfax School Board and Superintendent Green. I write this letter with tears in my eyes and fear in my heart over what happened at Fairfax Junior High. I never imagined I'd be in a line to pick up my child from the school due to another child bringing a gun on campus in the community I call home. While I am deeply sad, I am also furious at our district for the lack of concern and attention being given to our junior high. My child has came home on more than one occasion, shown me videos of fights that have occurred on campus, and it is frightening to see what is going on at this school. I have been told stories of lack of respect to the students and the staff and each other. On top of that, as far as I have seen and heard, there is absolutely no consequences for poor behavior or fighting. I realize that school is not the same as it was during the days I attended, and many of you, which leads me to ask, what is the district doing for the junior high campus to keep our children safe? I went home and did research on what junior highs in Bakersfield City School District provides on their campus as measures of security. I found the following across all sites: campus supervisors, youth intervention specialists, behavioral specialists, alternative suspension program teacher, and a safety team. Along with this, there are up to 2 vice principals at each site. I then went on to our Fairfax Junior High website to see what we have in place, and all I found was an opportunity teacher and a vice principal. Our district is failing our students at the junior high level by providing no security on campus or intervention specialist. We are bringing together 3 different elementary school sites and have no program in place to provide unity and safety for our students. I could not believe how poorly our junior high is being ran and lack of measures that are in place to provide safety to prevent what happened today. And I blame the superintendent for that. I reviewed tonight's board agenda and I read about your funds from ESSER3 expedition plan. I would think there could be a place in there where money could be allocated to our junior high to build a safety team to get the campus under control and provide our students a safe environment to learn. I think technology could be put on the back burner along with professional development for our staff in the areas of Google and Apple certification. I also noticed a new job for student support coordinator at all sites. In my opinion, as a parent, our elementary schools are not crumbling. So why take the money from the area and hire a campus supervisor and other security staff for our junior high? I realize I do not work in the field of education, but from what I have always heard, the students should always be priority. And I am sad to say that today our district has failed putting our child's safety and needs first. It has become abundantly clear that this board is consumed with personal vendettas against staff and putting us parents in our place for speaking out, rather than working on building a staff to keep our students safe at a junior high level. Our junior high is in chaos and nobody is talking about it or doing anything to fix it. I debated on sending my child to Fairfax Junior High and had many people tell me not to do it. They told me there is no discipline in place, fights, lack of communication, lack of commitment to my child's safety. Yet when my child went to Zephyr, I had nothing but support for my child and felt that my child was safe every day. There should not be extreme differences in the discipline and structure from our elementary schools to our junior high. I am so sad and upset to say that today I realize I should maybe have never sent my child to this school, and today I will have to make a decision if he'll return. Thank you.
Okay, I have a Katrina Hayden. Maritza Pineda.
I'm a parent for the Virginia Avenue. And a couple of things I wanted to address. I'm going to start with the fact that we don't have the censor or the grand jury recommendations in the agenda. When last month, Ms. Green had stated that they will be replaced and they were going to be tabling those items in the agenda. Are we just going to disregard the grand jury recommendations? They're not going to verify the board members' addresses? Are you going to just take it out of the agenda period and we're not going to hear about those issues anymore? As a parent, I feel that the situation this morning was handled poorly. And like the parent said, we shouldn't feel fear to send our kids to school. I don't have that fear right now because my kids are in elementary, and Virginia has really great staff and people there that assist the kids. But just the fact that you get a message on Parent Square stating that the schools are on lockdown, it's not right. You don't want to wake up to that or be doing something and see that message. You don't want to have a student at the middle school and know that there's a gun on campus. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if it's a real gun or it's not a real gun. Thankfully, this one wasn't a real gun. But where were you, Miss Green, when all this was going on? Where were you when you said, when you got the position, that you were here for our students, their safety, their well-being, that your priority was our students? After seeing the agenda, after seeing everything that you have been doing this past 2 months, in only 2 months that you've been in charge, I feel like you've already failing our district. You're failing our students. I really am here and asking you as a parent, as a community taxpayer, resign. In order for us to get answers or to do stuff or get stuff done here, do we have to run for the school board? Do we have to be a parent or a community member in the school board just to get the agenda through? Is that what we have to do as a community now? To be heard, you have to be a board member. For things to be done, you have to be a board member, because apparently their agenda is taken care of. The issues that the parents and the community are having, out the window. We're here month after month stating our issues, letting you know what's going on, what's best for our students in our point of view. And it's just, it goes on to one ear and out the other. That's what it is. Regarding the migrant program, this seems like it's a deja vu. We've had these issues, they've been taken care of. I think you should have done your research before you started deciding on turning over the program to the county. You had to do the research, and we had town hall meetings, we had these issues, they were taken care of, they were addressed. Apparently, our board members were not okay with that. So 3 parents from the migrant program come with letters. And I guess she's a migrant clerk, since we can't say her name, brings a letter as well. And all these changes are happening. All this is being addressed. So what about all the other parents that have been here stating that the funds should be used on the students, not on law firms? What happened to those letters? What happened to those parent statements? You can go back and see the YouTube videos of the meeting and see that there's been multiple parents here asking that you guys cut down on using these law firms that are charging ridiculous amounts for services that we could have got from school legal, that they have already been paid for. So Ms. Green, please do us a favor and resign.
We're ending public comment.
We're ending public comment.
I'll make a first motion to let the people that have signed up to finish speaking. We owe it to our community.
have a
We can't
second
just shut them
motion?
down.
Do I have a second motion? Okay. It fell.
You need to take roll call.
I said second motion. I don't need a second motion.
Para dejar a la comunidad hablar, todavía faltan gente que firmaron papel para querer hablar y quieren cortarle. Okay, I will repeat again. I'm making a motion to let public comment go through. If there are people that need to speak, let them speak.
I would say you let the one card, I have one card here.
Do I have a second motion?
You don't need a motion. You can allow the community member to speak.
So approval of agenda for October 14, 2021.
So are you not letting the community member
Do I
speak?
have a
There's
first
one
motion?
left.
Uh, Can, President Rios, can you repeat that, please?
Oh, approval of
No,
agenda
no
for
está bien que
October
termine
14.
de
I
hablar.
will, I will make a first motion for the approval of the agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second motion.
Okay,
Okay.
roll
okay.
call.
No, stop.
She had placed her public comment, but because you removed the item from the agenda, she's not able to speak. She was gonna speak at the
So,
item of the agenda, but you
actually-
removed it. Therefore, she was not given the opportunity to speak. She still got here before 6 and filled out her form to be able to speak during public comment. And now you're taking that right
So,
away from her?
Excuse me, we have one card left. And it is up to the board whether we call that one card.
The 20 minutes are done.
The 20 minutes are done.
So her plate. Where are we? Approval of agenda,
Haga second motion. Que hable
approval
la-
of
que hable-
agenda.
I
Stop
have ma-
talking.
I have
you don't
made
tell
a
me to-
first
Yes, I
motion.
can.
Approval of agenda for October
No, let
14,
her talk.
2021.
Let her talk. Prenda su micrófono, por favor.
Hola, mi nombre es Mariluz Núñez y como
Hold on,
muchos de
I-
ustedes
wait,
saben,
wait, I have a
soy
motion
presidenta
to-
del PAC.
I have
En
a
primer
motion
lugar,
to- I
quiero
have a motion
decir lo
to recess.
decepcionada que estoy
I have a
por
motion
lo
to
que está
recess.
sucediendo con el programa migrante.
I have a motion
El
to
hecho
recess.
que haya decidido quitar el
President
programa
Rios,
migrante a
I'm
la
asking
señora
to be
Davis y
recognized.
dárselo
I
al
have a
condado
motion to
sin
recess.
consultar a ninguno de nuestros
I have a
miembros del PAC
motion on the
Excuse me,
floor.
hold
I
on a
need to be
second. This is what I
recognized.
suggest
ni a
that
las
we do.
familias
I
migrantes
asking to
muestra
be
cómo no
recognized.
valoran
Trustee
nuestros pensamientos y nuestras
Let me speak. Hold on a
preocupaciones.
second.
I'm
Please
asking to be
hold.
No
recognized.
entiendo por qué está sucediendo esto y me
Señora
gustaría.
Núñez, please hold just a
I'm
second. Let me.
asking to
let
be
me-
Ok, ¿me van a
recognized.
dejar hablar?
No, sí.
Ok, ok.
So this is what I recommend. I recommend we take a 5-minute recess.
Um,
We come back. I have one card left. Please let me speak. I suggest we take a 5-minute recess. We come back. We have one card left. We let the one card, which is Mariluz Núñez, speak for 5 minutes, but I think we need a 5-minute recess. So. So I recommend that we take a brief recess and then when we come back, we let Ms. Núñez speak. She needs to talk to Myra and Palmer because they don't understand nothing.
Okay. The board will go on their recess. When we come back, Ms. Núñez, you will speak.
Take the babies to the back. No, of course not, but they gave it 100%. But that's like that. Oh, that's good.
This meeting is back to order.
Okay. We have one last comment, and that's from Mary Luz Nunes.
Hola, mi nombre es Mariluz Núñez. Como muchos de ustedes saben, soy la presidenta del PAC. En primer lugar, quiero decirles lo decepcionada que estoy por lo que está sucediendo con el programa migrante. El hecho de que hayan decidido quitar el programa migrante a la señora Davis y dárselo al condado sin consultar a ninguno de los miembros del PAC ni a las familias migrantes muestra cuánto no valoran nuestros pensamientos y preocupaciones. No entiendo por qué está sucediendo esto y me gustaría una explicación. Al hacer este cambio me están demostrando que el distrito no es capaz de administrar el programa migrante y es por eso que se le está dando al condado. Creo que la señora Davis está haciendo un trabajo increíble. También quiero que todos sepan que Mayra González me llamó en 2 ocasiones en los últimos meses.
You can't say her name. You can't say her name.
¿Me llamó?
You can't say her
Ok.
name.
En los últimos meses para hacerme sentir mal por no haberla ayudado a ir en contra de la señora Davis. Pensé que estaba de vacaciones por causa de estrés y suponía que no debía contactar a nadie. Hace 2 años ella me pidió a mí y a otros padres que presentara una carta que afectaría
No puede
a
hablar
la
de
señora
cosas de
Davis.
personales.
El programa
No puede hablar
migrante.
de ella.
Escúchame.
No puede hablar de ella.
Escúchame.
No.
Hace 2 años, la señora me pidió a mí y a otros padres, estoy diciendo señora, a mí y a otros padres.
I'm sorry, we do have to be very careful not to talk about personnel issues. Okay. Right.
Es que así fue. Entonces, ¿cómo me dirijo a esa persona? Ok. Hace 2 años, ella me pidió a mí y a otros padres que preparara una carta que afectaría a la señora Davis en el programa migrante, a la cual me negué. Ella misma dictaba las cartas y les decía a los padres que escribieran. Sé con certeza que no solo se ha puesto en contacto conmigo, sino también con un par de padres del programa migrante para escribir cartas en contra de la señora Davis. Muchos de estos padres estaban demasiado asustados para venir hoy aquí a hablar sobre este asunto, porque sienten que se tomaría represalias contra ellos. La señora M, o sea, Mayra, les ha dicho a algunos de estos padres que los ha ayudado.
No puede decir
Bueno,
el
la
nombre
señora,
de ella.
la señora. Les ha dicho a alguno de estos padres que los ha ayudado mucho en los servicios y a cambio ahora ella necesita ayuda para ir en contra de la señora Davis. Qué tristeza, qué triste que esta empleada esté usando su puesto para hacer que los padres sientan que le deben algo cuando su trabajo es ayudar a nuestra comunidad. Ojalá que la decisión de la superintendente de mandar el programa al condado no haya sido influenciada por los miembros del concilio por ser amigos de la señora M. Ay.
Hello, my name is Mary Luz Nunez. And as many of you know, I am the PAC president. First of all, I want to say how disappointed I am at what is happening with the migrant program. The fact that you decided to take away the migrant program from Mrs. Davis and offer it to the county without
Excuse me, we're not doing
consulting.
translation.
Huh?
We're not doing translation.
We have a lot of people
That's
that
against
have.
board policy.
Thank you.
That's against board
Or
policy.
am I-
You have to
You have
translate.
to make
You are
it
breaking the law.
accessible to all members
Thank
and
you.
all community people here. And I don't understand
I said thank
Spanish.
you. Stop touching it.
By making this change, you are demonstrating to me that the district
Madam
isn't
President, may I be
capable.
I need to
recognized?
adjourn this meeting.
Madam
Do I have a
President,
first motion?
Madam President, may I be recognized?
Ms. Green,
Do I
are you
have a
really
first
going to
Madam-
allow it to
Madam
be
President.
translated?
This meeting.
Madam President, may I be
Do I
recognized?
have a first motion? adjourn the
Madam
meeting.
President, may I be recognized?
Yes.
President Reyes.
Madam she has allowed me to be recognized. She has allowed me to be recognized. We did not take a vote to allow additional public comment, I think we should go
I'm not
back. and
I'm not
take-
making a comment. I'm
take
translating a
The
comment.
public comment for the additional time was not voted upon. I'm asking the president to follow
President-
parliamentary procedure.
President Rios, what I would say is,
She has to allow the time. She has to take the vote. Parliamentary procedure. I'm asking for it to be done.
so, excuse me, trustee Mullen, but although we ask that we not have shout outs from the audience, the comment is correct. In past board meetings, we have allowed for translations. Until we amend board bylaws, I do believe that we should have to allow it now.
We need to take a
Thank you.
vote based on the grand jury. We should be following
It
Robert's.
seems to me you're just trying to cover up.
Robert's rule of order. We should be following parliamentary
Do I have
procedure.
a first
but
motion
we
to
should ask
adjourn
for
the
a vote.
meeting?
There will be a first
President
motion.
Rios,
There
if
would be a
we
first
adjourn
motion.
this meeting,
Do I have a
I
second?
have to let the board,
That
it
would
is
be a
not the
first motion.
superintendent's recommendation. It is the board's decision, but if you adjourn this meeting at this time prior to our ESSER funds being approved, we run the risk of losing $8 million.
They're trying.
I'm asking for just a vote to take place to be in accordance with parliamentary procedures and Robert's rules of order as per the grand jury. Oh, I do live in the district. Okay.
I would, let's
Fines,
please, let's
wireless,
please
so
not
my
have
windows
any.
could be broken again.
Trustee Mullen, let's please focus on the issue at hand. In past board meetings, we have allowed translation. I believe that until we change board bylaws, that we do need to allow it here.
I'm asking for a motion and a vote to be in accordance with Robert's rule of order and parliamentary procedure as the grand jury requested. We cannot proceed without having the vote.
It is not the superintendent's recommendation, but it is the board's decision to do that.
Do I
My
have a first
recommendation is that we
motion?
allow it.
A first motion
Do I
for
have a
what?
sec- To give her more minutes?
We don't need more
We don't
minutes.
need
We just
that.
have to translate.
To
If you're-
translate. Do I have a first
I don't need
motion?
minutes. It's not counted against us.
Do I have a first motion?
We're a community member.
I'll make the first motion, although we don't
Okay.
have to. She can finish translating without having any motion in
Do
place.
I have a second.
Second motion.
Thank you.
Roll call. Mullen.
Yes,
No?
yes, with redaction, please do not mention employees' names.
It is what has occurred to her. This is her experience in her home. She can speak on what she needs to speak on. That's what I believe. I'm just translating. If we've been saying Miss Davis and we've been saying Miss Green all night long, we should be able to say Myra Gonzalez. Why are you protecting Myra Gonzalez? Why do you care if we say her name?
I will say that on recommendation of council that we've been asked not to allow specific issues with employees to be made in public comment.
So if a parent comes to you in public comment to say they've been called at their home by one of our employees, they can't come and address the
So-
board to say this is what's happening to them? I can see it more employee to employee, but I'm not an
I
employee.
understand
I'm a
what- I
translator.
understand what you're saying. And it is the superintendent's recommendation with the board's decision.
Just take out the clerk and say the head of the migrant.
All right. Are you ready for me to translate? All right, I'm waiting for your approval.
Ms. Bryan, we already all voted and we agreed
Oh,
that you can
wonderful. Thank
proceed.
you. Hello, my name is Mary Luz Nunez, and as many of you know, I am the PAC president. First of all, I want to say how disappointed I am at what is happening with the migrant program. The fact that you decided to take away the migrant program from Mrs. Davis and offer it to the county without consulting any of the PAC members or migrant families shows how much you don't value our thoughts and concerns. I don't understand why this is happening and would like an explanation as to why. By making this change, you are demonstrating to me that the district isn't capable of managing the migrant program. And that is why it is being given to the county. I believe Mrs. Davis has been doing an amazing job. I also want to let everyone know that a clerk has called me on 2 occasions in the past months to make me feel bad about not helping her go against Mrs. Davis. This is what's happening. I thought she was on leave and wasn't supposed to contact anyone. 2 years ago, she asked me and other parents to prepare a letter that would affect Mrs. Davis in the migrant program, to which I declined. She dictated the letters herself and would tell parents what to write. I know for a fact that she has not only contacted me, but a couple of parents from the migrant program to write letters against Mrs. Davis. Many of these parents were too scared to come here today to speak up on this matter because they feel they will be retaliated against. The clerk was told some of these parents that she has helped them a lot with services, and in return, now she needs their help to go against Mrs. Davis. How sad that this employee of our district is using her position to make parents feel like they owe her something when it is her job to help our community. I hope that the decision made by our superintendent in regards to giving the migrant program to county wasn't influenced by the board members who are friends with this clerk.
Resignation.
So I would like to call Miss Melissa Brown up to the podium and Mr. Beckman as well. As we know, our students have missed a lot of school lately. And with that being said, many of them are coming back with having some difficulties with reading and comprehension. And one of the things that when Mr. Beckman has taken me on walks of his school site that he's extremely proud of is the work that his team is doing on reading intervention. And with that being said, the team is led by Ms. Brown. So I am proud to announce the Empowering Employee Award to Mrs. Melissa Brown. And I'd like Mr. Beckman to say a few words.
So thank you for this opportunity to brag about my awesome reading specialist, or otherwise known by our students as our reading teacher at Zephyr Lane. Mrs. Brown is I want to brag about you. She is a true leader here at Zephyr Lane. I value her. From the moment she steps on campus every day up until the last bell rings, she's working with students and groups. She's always taking a deep dive into data, looking at resources and how we can make our students better. And she's just a pleasure to have on campus. Teachers love her. Students enjoy being with her. They enjoy going to the reading lab. She's just an integral part of the team. And anytime I need her, she steps up. More recently, we've had a shortage in substitutes, so I can put her right in there. She taught kindergarten for a number of years and was wonderful in it. But I can also put her in the 6th grade, and she does just as well. She's a phenomenal educator. I could go on and on about everything she does for us. I'm just completely proud and encouraged to call her a mighty hurricane.
Oh, thank you very much. I've been here for 15 years and I knew I should have wrote something down. It's hard hearing someone say some nice things. I love this district and I hope we can fix it because I love the people we work with. I have amazing reading aids. I have amazing educators that I'm surrounded by and our staff. I love coming to work every day. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Next meeting, November 10th, 2021. Superintendent report.
So since our last board meeting, I walked with the director of MOT at every school site along with the principal. And we've started to create a list of items that need to be addressed, some of which you will see in the ESSER plan today. We also, as you may know, have been given a mandate by the state of California as of October 15th to have all employees either test weekly or have a vaccination. And I'm glad to say that Ms. Brown has been working very hard on that. And at this point, we are compliant. So that is absolutely excellent. Our elementary sports teams are going strong. This year, we did have to limit the sports due to COVID restrictions. So our elementary schools are playing each other. And I'm glad to say that when we see large crowds of parents and community members participating in those events. So that's wonderful to see. I also had the opportunity to attend the school body, or the Associated School Body meeting at Fairfax Junior High. I was absolutely impressed with the students and the way they ran their meeting. They were very organized. They had an agenda. They were taking minutes. And it was just very nice to see our students take their roles so seriously. And that's all I have for today.
For board report,
Nothing to report.
I just want to say, Ms. Green, you've been doing an excellent job.
Oh, Lord.
And you have been doing a great, we thank you all for everything you have done. Thank you. We appreciate you, all the staff, the community, the teachers. We thank you for everything you have done. Thank you so much.
I'm going to report out to the community that insurance has been at the forefront of a lot of the conversations we've been having. We did find that we have been for the past probably 20 plus years out of compliance when it comes to board members and their insurance. Recently, we have now become compliant with the law as it regards to board members' insurance. Before, the board and their family members would all be covered. Now it is either the board member individually will be covered and any additional family members will have to pay. They will be invoiced for payment. Other than that, it will be $300,000 for us to pay our highest non-negotiated group. So unless that happens, the board member insurance problem has been fixed and we can move on from that. That's all I would like to report.
Let me go down to provisional.
Which didn't fix anything. Provisional internship permit.
We ask that the board approve the Janet Melendez provisional intern permit. I'm proud to say that she's an employee who is going to be leaving our classified ranks and going to our certificated ranks and helping us out. As you know, that there's a teacher shortage state and nationwide, and it is absolutely wonderful when employees who've been with the district decide to stay with the district and move into the teaching ranks.
Do I have a first motion?
I'll make that first motion.
Do I have a second?
Second motion.
Roll call, Mullen,
Yes.
Cornell,
Aye.
Tapia.
Aye.
Consent section.
Ms. Rios, we just need you to say your vote a little bit louder.
Yes. Consent section.
I would like to ask for item on 12-1 for warrant number 447-62850 be removed and voted on separately, as well as item the CSBA annual conference, I believe is item 11. I would like for that to be voted separately.
Do I have a first motion for that? What?
Cuatro, cuatro, siete, 6, 2, 8, 5, 0. Solo quiere. Oh. El item 12-1, pero estoy pidiendo que se remueva, que votemos separado el warrant number individualmente.
President Rios. President Rios.
Y el y item 11, que es CSB Annual Conference. Quisiera que se votara individualmente.
President Rios, may be recognized.
Yes, you're recognized.
Did we approve the agenda as presented with the exception of what was pulled out in regards
Yes,
to?
we did.
Okay, thank you. With that being said,
So I can't ask for it to be removed.
No, actually, it is proper for you to, for consent agenda to be removed.
So there's a motion on the floor. It should
So
be
actually,
acted on.
I think President Rios wants to state something else.
I would like to remove number 5, request for approval for legal service.
Can I speak on that, please?
No, public comments are done.
This is an agenda item. We're supposed to be able to do that. Hold on just a second. Let us get to the proper spot.
Ms. Green, your microphone.
Sorry, let's just get to the proper spot and then we can allow for public comment. We just need to make sure that we do this.
public comment has to be done at the beginning regarding agenda items.
No, so trustee Moland, when an item is pulled from consent agenda, is pulled for discussion, we are allowed to provide for public comment at that point.
And I'd like to clarify, I stated that I'm not asking for it to be removed. I'm asking for it to be voted separately. I don't want to vote for it as an entire consent section. What I'm asking is to vote on the item separately.
So
again, I'm not asking to remove items. I'm asking for them to be voted separately.
okay, so this is how we have to do it. When a board member asks for an item to be removed from consent agenda, it automatically goes for discussion. So we don't have to motion, we don't have to do anything. All the board member has to do is to ask for it to be removed. So at this point, we had the first one that was asked to be removed for discussion and voted on separately. So I would suggest, President Rios, that we approve all other items on consent agenda, ask for a roll call vote there, and then we move on to the discussion items. We took, we had a specific warrant number, and that was
44762-850. I'm not asking to remove it. I'm asking for us to vote on it separately.
So just a point of clarification so that we all know that when we ask for it to be removed, it's not being removed. It's just to be removed for discussion and vote on later. It's not being taken away at all. It's just for discussion. And then I believe if you can, Wendy, if you can help me out here, I believe the second item was number 5, President
No,
Rios.
I had 2 items.
Oh, you
I
did?
presented
Okay.
2 items to for discussion and
Okay.
voting separately. The
Okay.
second one was number, I believe 11, CSBA Annual Conference. I would like for there to be discussion and voting separate.
Okay. And then the third one was
Where Ms. Rios
number
was
5.
Number 5,
Okay,
school legal.
okay, so let's,
Let's start with her.
okay. So I'm going to ask at this time, I asked Mr. Medina to come up. Well, because she's asking about a specific warrant, Mr. Medina is, his office is the one who procures the warrant, so he would be the one to speak to it.
Okay, was there a specific question that you had?
What I was asking is on that specific warrant, it's, I know that there's limited information due to client privilege and so forth. But the entire amount that is being billed for AMLO and $26,902.22. Is that for 1 month alone is what my question is.
That is correct.
And what month is that?
The month of July.
Right here.
La cantidad era de
I'm sorry.
26,000.
That's correct. It is for the month of July.
For the month of July? Okay, thank you, Mr. Medina.
You're welcome.
My question was answered. We need to discuss and vote on each item.
There's any more comments? Discussion? So no, you're fine? So I'm doing a vote. Do I have a first motion to pass it?
Are we allowing public comment? Since it's agenda, okay.
20 minutes.
All right, go.
Clear, 20 minutes total, 5 minutes per person.
Yes, yeah.
Ms. Padilla, if you wanted to speak, okay.
I want to speak on the item 5, not on this. I would
Okay. Okay.
So. It was actually basically my question was answered. I wanted to know if it was just for 1 month is it for the whole board or is it for just one board member?
She has to come to the.
So,
Can you please come to the podium?
yeah, we just need the public to be able to hear your question. Thank you.
So my question was, if this was only for 1 month, which Mr. Jonathan already answered. And my question was, this $26,000, is it for a board member or for the school district?
Mr. Medina, can you answer that question?
Oh, you can
You
answer
can
questions?
Oh, Mr. Medina, please, tell her.
Because you know he can't answer, that's why you're with your little smirk.
Please, Mr. Medina.
Do you have an itemized statement?
Thank
for
you.
this?
And I will just say it, well, maybe I'll let you speak, Mr. Rick.
Okay.
So then let me ask my question, since she said that you can answer the question. Since Ms. Rio says that you can answer my question, says, can we get an itemized statement for this bill?
Under your rights, under the Public Records Act, you may request. Now, there may be items that will be required to be redacted if they deal with confidential and personal information. But that is under your right. You were able to request an itemized receipt. Now, whether you're able to see everything on it is something that would be a legal question.
So where do I make that request? To the board, to you, the district office, or who do I make the request to?
You would make that request in writing to myself.
In writing, like you need me to send you a letter or do
You
drop
can
off a
send
letter
it,
or?
Email.
No,
would be-
email's not good. I'll just send you a letter.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Medina. Do I have a first motion to pass it? Do I have a first motion to pass? To pass what? To approve the warrant? Do I have a first motion? To approve it? Do I have a first motion?
To approve the warrants
Yes.
by itself.
Yes. Do I have a first motion?
A first motion to approve warrant 447-62850 to be paid.
Yes.
I will make the first motion for warrant 447-62850 to be paid.
Do I have a second?
Es for all, the-
Nomás para
Para pagarle,
para pagar a los abogados. Nomás este en particular.
es nada más por eso.
Ahorita nada más es eso.
Ok, second motion.
okay, roll call, Mullen,
Yes.
Cornell,
No.
Tapia,
Yes.
for me, say yes, you pass.
Okay, so my question to the board regarding the CSBA annual conference is, I'm wanting to know if we're all attending this, the conference. Has everybody made plans to attend, to participate in the CSBA annual conference in December? Mr. Mullen, are you participating?
I have, yes, signed up to participate, and I hope to see all the other board members that sign up to participate actually in workshops. Because previously, I didn't see any other board members in the workshops where we had seats paid for Fairfax School District, and the members did not show up. Although I did see members at dinner with contractors, but didn't see them at the workshop, which I would like to see some of the members at workshops and possibly staying in the same hotel and not in different hotels. this year.
Okay, and that was my second question was, are any members attending the CSBA conference virtually, which is much more cost effective?
I have requested to attend virtually.
Miss, will you be attending virtually or in person? Mrs. Rios, will you be attending? Mr. Tapia, ¿usted va a asistir a la conferencia? ¿En person? ¿En persona? Okay, so I guess I'll assume that Mrs. Rios will be attending in person as well.
I didn't say nothing.
Okay, I
Thank
would
you.
like to know. I believe the
already-
community should know. Okay, then we'll be looking for it in the financial statement in a few months. Mrs. Rios, we owe the community,
I haven't decided.
Okay, thank you. Again, community, please pay attention to our financial reports. We will know.
Thank you.
We will know in the month of January, possibly February, which board members attended in person and which board members attended virtually. And
Thank
we'll
you
know
for
who
your
made the
comments.
proper decision.
Do I have a first motion to approve?
Our students
To
have been
approve
virtual for a very long time.
the-
Us as adults should be a little bit, have more
Third motion.
conscience, have more
Do I have a
conscience and
second?
think about what we're
Hold
doing.
on.
Is to approve the, so it's a second?
Second to
Okay, good.
approve the rest of them.
Then roll call, Mullen,
Yes.
Cornell,
That's a no.
Tapia.
Yes.
For me, say yes, it passed. Thank you.
The first one was a
motion.
yes to approve the rest of the consent section. No? You're what?
So actually, trustee Mullen, I'll go ahead and make sure that we keep us on the agenda.
For number 5, I would like to ask to approve school legal for all legal matters. Do I have a first motion?
That would be a first motion.
Do I have a second?
And that is to approve, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be a second for me to approve schools legal.
So do I have a roll call? Mullen,
Yes.
Cornell,
Yes.
Tapia.
Yes.
For me, say yes.
Thank you, board.
So consent agenda number 12, all of it?
Yes, the rest of, yeah.
Do I have a first motion?
I'll make the first motion.
Do I have a second? Do I have
Second
a
motion.
roll call? Mullen,
Yes.
Tapia. Oh, yeah, Tapia.
Yes.
Cornell.
That'll be a yes for me.
Okay, for me, say yes. Good. Number 13. Action items. ESSER plan, Medina.
All right, I'm going to be going over the ESSER 3 expenditure plan. We've kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Now this, our funding from the federal government, which is approximately $8.5 million, is contingent on the board's approval of this plan. Now, this grant was authorized under the American Rescue Plan that was signed by the president back in March of 2021. And under that authorization, this ESSER 3 grant is what all these funds are coming to our districts through. Now I'm on slide 3 now. Perfect, thank you. So within the plan, I'm going to be covering the stakeholder engagement. That's a required component of this plan, as well as the actions and services that we're going to be, spending the funds on. And again, there's the exact dollar amount, just about 8.4, almost $8.5 million. So the community engagement piece is very similar to LCAP. In that we're required to meet with all of our local stakeholders, the parents, students, staff, both unions, special education groups, the big stakeholders. And so in order to do this, we held 2 special town halls to really get the parent feedback and things like that. We also sent out several surveys to the different, one survey to each employee group to gather feedback that way. And here's some of the highlights. Parents were interested in intervention support for students. They wanted to continue extended summer opportunities, things like we did this past summer, and social, emotional, and behavioral support. That was very important. Students, they wanted adults to talk to. They wanted more activities to do and increase technology in the classroom. So those are things we tried to address in the plan. And staff wanted adequate facilities to support professional development, adequate facilities to support added programs and additional staffing support in COVID-19 safety and equipment and mitigation strategies, as well as increased technology in the classroom. And I believe we've done a good job at capturing all of those within the plan. So part of the plan, we've had to allocate and designate some funds for strategies for continuous and safe in-person learning. They kind of have a couple of check boxes that we have to fill in to spend this money, and this is one. So we've budgeted over the next 3 school years, $570,000 of that $8 million for COVID testing, PPE, and upgrading the HVAC systems to improve air quality. So that's changing swamp coolers to air conditioners, things like that, continuing to improve the indoor air quality with the ionizers and filters, things like that. One of the next components is addressing lost instructional time. There was a mandate that we spend at least 20% of the grant on this initiative. So what we've done is, again, parents wanted to see additional summer learning and things like we did. So we're continuing that for the next 3 summers at least through 2024. Again, first and second summer school sessions are all going to be completely paid for using these funds. Professional development was a big deal. So we're now offering a great amount of certificated and classified professional development opportunities just to improve and address the learning loss. I think that's a key piece for us. In a professional development center, there's no surprise that our facilities were impacted. We don't have, hardly any available room to meet and do professional development in one setting. So we have budgeted here for a facility to do professional development all in one center. Now, the use of the remaining funds, we have $5.9 million, and that's broken down again through the next 3 years for additional psychologist interns. That would be 3, and they'll be addressing social, emotional, and mental health needs for all of our students. That's something that's been very, very critical this year, and we want to continue that. We also have coordinator of student supports. That's 4, 1 at each school site. Again, they'll be there and they'll be assisting students and staff with academic, behavioral, social, emotional needs. Again, that's a critical need, across all of our sites, and I think that's something that's very important. Classroom technology was important to both staff and students, so we're looking to leverage that again, and those have all been included in this plan, as well as additional classrooms. We're hiring additional support staff. We need to be able to house the additional students that we're projecting to come on. So that's the bulk of where all of our expenditures are going, and they're all in the 3 different tranches and 3 different component functional areas. Now, just like the LCAP and the budget, this plan is required to be taken to the board for approval. It then again goes to the county office for review and approval, and then ultimately up to the CDE again. So at this time, I recommend the approval. Our $8.5 million in grant funding is contingent upon the approval. And I welcome any questions that the board may have.
Do I have a first motion to approve it?
Again, I'm sorry, just, you probably mentioned it, but this is a 3-year plan, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Do I have a first motion? To approve.
First motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Mullen.
Yeah.
Mullen, yes. Tapia,
Aye.
Cornell,
Aye.
Permiso. Thank you. And now it's 14. Or- Job description. Coordinator of. Okay.
So coordinator of student support. This is a job that we are proposing to support all of our school sites, one for each school site. We listened to public comments that were received regarding the ESSER fund and student comments about having an additional people to work with. And this job would help with not only academics, but it would help with student social emotional learning. And we ask that the board approves as presented.
Do I have a first motion?
First motion.
Do I have a second?
That'll be a second from me.
Mullen,
Aye.
Tapia,
Aye.
Cornell,
Aye.
Permiso, aye. Request to approve the MOU between CSEA and FSD. Ms. Green? So, sorry.
The district has been experiencing significant increase in the workload at all school sites due to the coronavirus pandemic. In order to alleviate the burden on our school sites and district office, we're proposing to open grant-funded positions for clerks to help with, sorry, this mask is bothering me, to help with that workload, to help with the extra phone calls and the extra work that needs to be done in the office to ensure that our students are receiving those packets when they have to be excluded from school. So we are asking that you present or you approve the MOU as presented.
Do I have a first motion?
First motion.
Do I have a second?
A quick question. These jobs descriptions are funded how?
They are funded through ESSER, and we also provided, just to make, if I didn't make it clear, but we also provided 2 clerks for our health services department so that they can help with all the contact tracing and stuff that needs to go along with COVID. And so they are temporary, and that's why we have the MOU.
And when you say temporary, what is temporary?
These positions are in effect as long as the ESSER grant funds are available. So we've allocated enough money. Mr. Medina made sure that we have enough money to cover these for the rest of the year and the 2 out years of ESSER.
Okay, thank you for explaining that.
Are you done? Are you done?
Yes, ma'am, I'm done.
Do I have a first motion?
Mr. Tapia had already made the first motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Mullen,
Aye.
Tapia,
Aye.
Cornell,
Aye. Ms. Rios, your vote.
Permission, no. Request for approval. The resolution 2022 funds 80228 Medina. Is this one, right?
I believe item 4 has been skipped.
Oh. Request to approve MOU between UMS University of Massachusetts. Ms. Brown? Ms. Brown? Ms. Brown, thank you.
Yes, before
Ms.
the
Brown,
board
thank you.
before the board tonight is an MOU between University of Massachusetts, and it would be to allow for a practicum agreement between UMass and Fairfax School District to allow for a counselor to complete field work. And so I ask that the board approve the MOU as presented.
Any comments?
And that'll be a second for me.
So there's no comments? No? So, okay. Mullen,
Aye.
Tapia,
Aye.
Cornell,
Aye.
Permission, aye. Request to approve resolution 2024 funds 00228 Medina.
I'll make the first motion to request to approve resolution 2022-04.
Can you please, can you go ahead?
Okay,
I would like to hear.
Sure.
I didn't know she had a question. I'm sorry.
So this fund, the county auditor controller's office, they have funds just like we do in our financial system. And every month we go and make sure that each of our fund balances match. This is a fund where the balance has been zero for several years. We don't anticipate needing to use that fund at all in the upcoming and future years. So it just makes sense for us to go ahead and close this, reduce the administrative burden of having to maintain this fund ongoing. So this is just a resolution to close it. There's zero fiscal impact, monetary impact on our district.
Thank you. Do I have a first motion?
I'll make a first motion.
Do I have a second?
Second motion.
Roll call, Mullen,
Aye.
Tapia,
Aye.
Cornell,
Aye.
Permission, aye. Request to approve the agreement between FSD and Richard Andrew Medina.
Okay, so this contract, when Mr. Andrews had given his letter of resignation, there was a gap between when he resigned and when we were able to bring on our new director of nutrition. And it's really not an option for us not to offer a school lunch or program or seamless summer as we've been running. So we needed to continue those operations. And so Mr. Andrews graciously agreed to continue to do the purchasing and kind of run things as he could during the time. And so that's the need for this contract. The services have been completed. We did reach a maximum total number of hours, which was 40, and I've received his invoice and it did not even reach that level. So the actual dollar amount is going to be very close to about $2,000, and I do recommend the approval of this.
Thank you. Do we have a first motion?
I'll make that first motion.
Do I have
Second
a
motion.
second? Roll call, Mullen,
Aye.
Tapia,
Aye.
Cornell,
That's an aye for me.
Superintendent.
Okay,
Mrs. Rios, your
For me,
vote.
say aye. Thank you.
Actually, that's,
Six.
okay.
It's in the item, it's in the agenda, it's an item. So, no, my remark is just that, Ms. Green, before your closing remarks, the district is paying a translator to be here for the meetings. And I think it's just appropriate and correct for Ms. Rios to speak in the mic, since she refuses to remove her mask. if she can speak directly to the mic so that like that, the parents that are being translated to can hear what she's saying, because the translator is having a hard time hearing her. And this is not the first time that the translator is trying to make that comment to you guys. So if you can please address that with our president for future meetings.
Thank you for your comment. Yes, bye.
Okay, so in closing, I would like to say, Ms. Brennan, I do realize the enormous gift that I've been given joining the Fairfax family. I do, while I may not, I said the day that I took this job, that way we may not always agree on every decision I make. There's one thing that I am definitely clear on, is that I see the passion that this district has for kids. And it is not falling upon deaf ears. We do realize that there are some things that we can do to support our junior high. I was a junior high principal. It is not an easy job. And in fact, I have a meeting with the junior high staff tomorrow. And Olga, I see you out there. I'm going to be coming to you because there are some things that I think we need to negotiate as far as staffing goes. So I'm going to be looking to you to be a partner with that, but it has not fallen upon deaf ears. And I do realize the tremendous gift I've been given. Thank you.
To adjourn the meeting, do I have a first motion? To adjourn the meeting. Okay, so come on.
I'm sorry, my closing remarks. Mr. Beckman, you're gonna hate me. I'm so sorry. He's sitting there in the back. I forgot my most important job, to give the attendance a trophy, and I forgot to give that. This goes to Zephyr Lane. They had attendance of 94.8. I might just have to like the Cowboys for one day.
To adjourn the
Miss
meeting.
Miss Green, I appreciate you remembering that. That's very important. Thank you so much for doing that.
To adjourn the meeting, do I have a first motion?
Better motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Palmer.
Another second.
Oh, roll call. Mullen,
Aye.
Tapia,
Aye.
Cornell,
Aye.
Permit tonight. Meeting adjourned
At time?
at 8:19.
Yes, when you're done, I would like to speak with you.